Think about it. Our phones won't stop buzzing with emails and notifications, and what used to be sitting down to enjoy an album has turned into dodging interruptions constantly. That's why MP3 players have come back with a vengeance. We call them DAPs or high-fidelity players now, and it's not just because they sound infinitely better, but because they give us back the pleasure of truly listening to music without distractions. Whether you're an audiophile obsessed with lossless files or someone who just wants to disconnect at the gym, there's a perfect player for you. I've selected the 7 best on the market, from options that are practically indestructible to genuine high-end beasts. All the links are in the description. Let's dive in. We'll start with the HiFi Walker H2, what I call the audiophile starter kit. The moment you take it out of the box, you notice its zinc alloy housing is dense, heavy, almost like a miniature tank. These days, that's incredibly appreciated. Inside, it packs a burr brown DAC, which is synonymous with warm, detailed sound, the kind that makes you rediscover instruments and songs you know by heart. It handles formats like FLAC and DSD natively, no problem. Something many people overlook is that it has USB OTG, which means you can use it as a digital transport to an external amplifier if you decide to level up in the future. But what I like most are its physical controls. Dedicated buttons for everything, so you can skip tracks without taking the player out of your pocket. The interface has a pretty retro feel, I'm not gonna lie, but here's the good part. It supports Rockbox. If you like tinkering, you can install this firmware and unlock parametric equalizers that completely transform the experience. It doesn't have internal memory, but it includes a 64 gig card, so it's perfect for that purist who wants to sit down and listen to a full album without a single notification popping up. Moving on to something much more modern, the Sony NW-A306. If the one we just saw was for disconnecting, this one is for bringing high-end audio into your daily life. It runs Android 12, which means you can download Spotify or Apple Music and listen to your playlists offline in high resolution. The size is amazing, incredibly small and light, it literally disappears in your pocket. Sony has packed in their S-Master HX amplification to achieve that characteristic sound of theirs, powerful and clean. And there's a detail I love. The screensaver turns into a retro cassette tape when you're playing music. Being a full Android crammed into such a small body, navigating menus isn't as smooth as on your phone, and with Wi-Fi on the battery drains quite a bit faster, but it's an acceptable price for having so much power in the palm of your hand. For anyone taking the subway or bus every day who wants their Spotify favorites with better quality, this is the undisputed king of compacts. If you're looking for something to throw in your gym bag without worrying about destroying an expensive screen, the AGPTEKA19X is your answer. This is the ultimate battle companion in the budget range. It takes whatever you throw at it. It comes with Bluetooth 5.3, which is a very recent standard and guarantees you stable and fast connection with your wireless earbuds, plus a curved 2.4-inch screen that looks really good. It also includes FM radio and recording, features that expensive models usually remove for who knows what reason, and that come in super handy if you like listening to the news while running. Let's be clear, this is a purely functional player. It has a built-in speaker that, although basic, can get you out of a jam, and the file system is simple, it goes by file name without complications. But imagine training for a marathon or lifting weights. You want the music to keep playing without killing your phone's battery or risking an expensive device. For that specific purpose, what the AGPTEK offers is unbeatable. Now comes the Surfans F20, which inside shares high-quality components with the first one we saw, like the Texas Instruments DAC that gives a very neutral sound, but what makes it different is its physical scroll wheel. If you have fond memories of the classic iPod, this will feel super intuitive for navigating long playlists. But where it really shines is in the dedicated line-out port. This port sends a clean signal without going through the internal volume control, perfect for connecting to your car's aux and turning it into a rolling high-fidelity listening room. The wheel requires you to get the hang of it a bit so you don't skip songs accidentally, but once you're used to it, it's super comfortable. And there's more. Its Bluetooth works both ways, so it can also act as a receiver, amplifying music you send from your phone. That versatility justifies every dollar it costs. We're now entering serious performance territory with the Fiio M21. This beast is for the spec fanatic who wants flagship performance without breaking the bank. Fiio has crammed in a Snapdragon 680 processor, way faster than the competition, making Android 13 run like butter. But the crown jewel is its quad DAC architecture with 4 separate chips that reduce background noise to imperceptible levels, giving you absolute black where silence is truly silence. Imagine activating pure music mode, which kills all Android processes to focus solely on audio, and losing yourself in the instrumental separation of a complex recording. Unlike older models that took forever to charge, here fast charging saves you when you realize you're running low on battery 10 minutes before leaving the house. It's somewhat bigger than the Sony, but it uses that size to dissipate heat better. If your thing is technical speed and crystal clear sound, this is the heavyweight of the mid-range. For those who think apps are a distraction, the Mechen M30 is the absolute purist. It ditches complex operating systems to give you an interface dedicated exclusively to music. No Wi-Fi, no notifications, just you and a practically indestructible zinc alloy brick. By not having Android draining resources, the standby battery is beastly and there's no risk of interference. It's designed for the folder user. If you organize your music on your computer meticulously, you simply drag and drop here. Keep in mind that with no touchscreen, all navigation is by buttons, which at first can feel Stone Age, but you end up mastering it through muscle memory, and it's super satisfying. The interface is utilitarian and basic, and although creating playlists on the device itself requires patience, for listening to full albums in DSD 256, it's sublime. It's a tool, not a toy, and that simplicity is precisely its greatest virtue. And finally, we have the Hiby R4, the style icon of the whole list. With a pretty aggressive industrial cyberpunk design, it's a complete statement against the typical boring black rectangles. But it's not just looks, it features a 4.4mm balanced output, essential for audiophile headphones that demand more power. I have to say that with its striking design and materials, this is a device that has weight in your hand, it's not the typical hollow plastic, and the screen has a surprising resolution for viewing your album art in full color. It runs Android 12 for full streaming, but what's really cool is Hiby's MSEB system, a set of audio adjustments that uses intuitive terms like warmth or forward vocals to sculpt the sound to your taste. Using 4 DACs and simulated Class A amplification, it can get a bit warm during long sessions, but that's a sign of the power it's delivering. It comes with case and protector included, and it's a device that's begging to be used and shown off. So, how do you choose? If you're looking for something budget-friendly and durable for sports, the AGPTEKA19X wins hands down. If you're an audiophile looking for great value plus total disconnection, the HiFi Walker H2 and Surfans F20 are your best bets. Grab the Surfans if you want the wheel and car use, or the Walker if you prefer solid buttons. For anyone who needs Spotify offline in the most portable format possible, the Sony NW-A306 has no rival. If you're looking for pure technical performance and speed, the Fiio M21 is the beast. And finally, for the style-conscious audio lover who wants to customize their sound to the max, the Hiby R4 is the most complete option. Don't forget to check the links in the description and subscribe for more honest reviews like this. See you in the next one!